Whatever they saying Diddy did, he did that. He did that. I seen them say he be playing with animals. He's doing that.
Isn't it funny that there are some people who thought that these women who have spoken up about Diddy only wanted his money and they wanted the downfall of a black man? Because these are some of the things that people who support Diddy have been saying, that these women just want like a share of the cake and they are as well trying to bring down a black man. A footage has been going viral on the media for the past few hours now. It was first posted on CNN, and so many blogs have reposted this footage, and a lot of people have been talking about it. This footage come as a shock to some people, and there are some people who said they have always believed what Cassie, what Kim has been saying about Diddy. If this is what Diddy is doing to Cassie in an hotel, just imagine what he is doing to this woman, or what he did to this woman in the comfort of their home. It has sparked a lot of conversation, and the fact that this footage was kept for solid 8 years even make it more crazy. Imagine the amount of money that has been paid to keep this footage off of the media from people, and imagine the people who are so close, who knew about these things, and they kept quiet, knowing fully well that these women are in danger. This clip is going viral, and some people are even dragging and calling out the people who have been supporting Diddy and telling them to come out now and say something now that they can see the footage. At least this video is not lying. They can all see that this is Diddy and this is Cassie, and this is exactly what Diddy did to Cassie. I have put together the clip of this conversation. I want you all to sit back and let's just get right into it.
Y'all, did y'all see that video of Diddy beating Cassie in the hallway? Like, we been knew this stuff, but to see this 8 years later is crazy. The hotel had to be paid off because they held this video for 8 years and this girl is being kicked and dragged in the hallway. It's so nasty. What you got to say now, Miss Mama's caveman boyfriend number one? What do you got to say now, mini-me, small fry? What you got to say? You've been cosplaying as a loser, abuser, and freaky frog for years. And let's see you post another Tybo video of you working out defending this man too. Or are you going to have another fake gospel concert in your studio? Let us know what you going to do next. And all the Diddy defenders in the comments talk about he innocent until proven guilty. Well, is this enough proof, losers? Everybody not lying on this man. They've been talking about this man for 40 years. And if this is true, that means everything else in that lawsuit is true. And it's all about to come out and y'all about to look even dumber. This is really sad, and I feel so bad for Cassie. This is sad. Put this bad boy in a bad jail immediately.
Whatever they saying Diddy did, he did that. He did that. I seen them say he be playing with animals. He's doing that. See and Sweetie, why y'all waiting on them elevators? Why didn't you take the steps? You were supposed to scratch every knee and break every bone getting away from him. I'm so happy they dig this video up after Diddy the First. You know, Sean Combs Little gonna post a song and try to act like his father's innocent. What is this? I knew that video was nasty. He had on a towel and socks. What combination do you need that for? Diddy was throat mushing people and y'all wasn't saying nothing? Y'all was keeping quiet? I was on Cassie's side from when she filed the lawsuit and Diddy settled it the next day. Everybody making videos talking about no, it's the brands that Diddy's connected to. What are you talking about? There's 1 billion people in the world. All these people having kids and don't want no kids. This lady just gave 5 of hers up. Peaches got 7. They ain't build nothing for their kids. Why won't a brand just find somebody new? Y'all are crazy. He just broke Cassie up like some Fonto and papers in front of an elevator, and it took them this long to show the video. Like, I'm so happy she got away from that old man. Old man give you worms, but they definitely lay a finger on you. Naming yourself after a feeling, talking about some Dr. Love. I already knew something was off for him. He killed everybody that they said he killed.
As soon as Diddy settled with Cassie, within 24 hours of us all, seeing the lawsuit got dropped, I knew scary shit must have happened. I knew something god awful must have happened. This is definitely just like the tip of it. But this video is so triggering because you can tell Cassie is literally trying to run away from him. He was in the shower or he was sleeping or something, but he was naked with a towel around him, chasing her down the fucking hallway while she's at the elevator, almost at freedom, with no fucking shoes on. It's so scary because he goes back and forth, and Cassie's not even crying. Like, her face is so stoic. It's like there's no emotion. Like, she's done, she's drained, and God knows what the fuck else he put her through to get to that point. But it's the fact that he settled in 24 hours that told me everything I needed to know. I would have believed her without that settlement, but the 24 hours definitely signed, sealed, and delivered that he fucking did some traumatizing shit to her. Because, like, this video is so scary. Just like
So for all the people who said Diddy didn't do it, or why didn't Cassie leave, or the lawsuit is about money, the evidence you need is there. We're not surprised though. Wendy Williams have been saying this for years. Isn't that why she got fired from High 97? Diddy has been her hot topic for years. Blind item, hot topic. We know she did it. Kim Porter's face does not look the same from when she first came out. Before she died, her nose was reconstructed because Diddy messed it up. We're not surprised that he did it. But for you guys who need evidence, here we go. He did it.
That video of Diddy dragging Cassie through that fucking hotel is pretty fucking disturbing. Imagine having to fucking experience that in real life and then have to relive it years later. Everything they said that man did, he did it. I believe every claim, every accusation, all of it. And y'all were literally on here saying that y'all did not believe that girl. Why did she wait so long? Why didn't she go to the police? Oh, she's just trying to get some money. What's the excuse now, huh? Quickly. Y'all were choosing to purposely defend someone who has been called a predator since the fucking 90s. And for what? Because you two enjoy a slice of cheesecake from Junior's? Because the music ain't that great. All in all, this is a very sad situation, and I truly believe that this has opened the door for more evidence about this man to come out. Evidence that people have been sitting on, waiting to release. All of that shit is about to come to surface. And I can't fucking wait. Let's get his Diddy bopping ass the fuck up out of here. Anybody that chooses to go by 18 different names is a fucking psychopath. A sicko. P. Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, Sean Combs. Lock all their asses up.
Imagine thinking that you as King Combs could go up against the likes of 50 Cent and Eminem to try to defend your daddy's honor like you are Baby or somebody from Kill Bill. Only to turn around and have your daddy's abuse be aired on CNN. We're going to have to be honest with ourselves here, okay? I know the delusion is how we can stay together as black folk, but at some point, we got to look at what we see and admit that that's what the fuck is going on. That man and what he did to Cassie in that video, and y'all will still be out here acting like you didn't get the whole story, like y'all some white folks back in 2020, when you were seeing black men getting treated worse than that. The cognitive dissonance is real. The parasocial relationships, y'all are becoming parasites because y'all are bleeding the community. At this point, we are watching this man commit crimes against this woman, and y'all are still out here trying to act like it's not what it is. This is why I ain't on this app no more. Not just because this app hates me and I hate it now, but like, it's the fact that y'all are delusional as fuck. Y'all are really looking at this man do what he is doing, like the way I'm not even going to describe it. All I'm going to say is this. At the point in which your domestic violence becomes the trending topic on a major news network, pack it up, bro. Brother Love or whoever the hell you trying to portray yourself to be out here with 7 kids by these delusional women that don't think that they're going to end up like Kim or Cassie. Child.
I'm calling for the swift cancellation of anybody in support of Diddy. Anybody that supported him over the last few months, I also want you to be canceled. Because you know something, after watching that video, that's clearly not the first time he ever did that. But somebody who thinks the way he thinks, he was doing stuff like that in front of people. In front of a lot of people. A lot of people that he knew would be protective of him. And I'm disgusted. Remember back in 2022 when he won that Lifetime Achievement Award at BET and he thanked Cassie? And I couldn't figure out why he did that. But now it's clear. He was talking to her in a code that only she understood. And it was the straw that broke the camel's back for her. And she brought hellfire on his ass. There's not enough money in the world that could fix the damage that he's created. Let's not even talk about the PTSD she probably has. That's all I know.
I have a lot of different thoughts, but please bear with me. So a video was just released of the violence and the abuse that Diddy committed against Cassie. It has just been released by CNN. And honestly, last night I was watching this documentary about Kevin Spacey and the violence that he committed against so many men, so many students that he was teaching, so many men, and how these systems really exist to uphold these men in power. And even when they commit all this violence, nothing is done to address it until years later, or oftentimes they get off scot-free entirely. All of that also brought me to when Kendrick Lamar, in one of his diss tracks, I can't remember off the top of my head right now which one it is, but one of his diss tracks to Drake talks about how there's a lot of weird shit going on in Hollywood, and a lot of these artists are here to police it. And it is so profoundly disgusting to me that it's seemingly like so many of the people who make like this amazing art, whether or not it's movies or on Broadway or music or physical art, it just seems like so many of them end up being these violent, depraved individuals. And it trickles down in the same way that we see it in who all of the wealthiest people in the world tend to be. These depraved, fucked up individuals who amass all this money and this power, and then oftentimes either never get held accountable for it, get held accountable for it way later in life, or just don't. They just get off scot-free. And it's really frustrating because as we continue to have these conversations about trying to dismantle these systems, fight against these systems of oppression, it is consistently people like this that help to uphold it, and then their fans, people who just cannot see beyond the violence and all of these things to recognize that a person like this should not hold this power because they are a violent person. They are a harmful person to society and help to perpetuate all of this violence. And that's why, to make matters worse, something that Drake said specifically in his response to Kendrick Lamar was that I'm so high profile that if I did something like this, I would have been caught for it. How much nonsense do you have to believe that shit? To completely ignore the power imbalances and how people having power literally is the reason why none of you are held fucking accountable. And on top of that, people oftentimes do not believe victims. They do not believe the victims of these crimes. People would rather uphold these picture-perfect images when we see time and time again that these people are violent, that they are doing these terrible things, and yet we do nothing to address it, nothing to stop it. We continue to give them money and our attention and our wealth to make them extremely wealthy people who have extreme power. And I think, honestly, to tie this all back together, something that really, really was distressing to see in the Kevin Spacey documentary was many of these men talked about how they said things that verbatim I have heard hundreds of women say verbatim about the violence that they have had, about the adrenaline that they feel, about the fear that they feel, about how nobody will believe them. And one of the men in the documentary said, maybe if they see a big, strong guy like me who is coming forth and sharing my story, more will believe it. And I just have to say, for once in our fucking lives, can we all collectively understand why we should believe women? And why, if we believed women far more often than we do, so many of these people would not be in these positions of power and would not be able to continue to perpetuate this violence, because we would actually be doing something to stop it.
I didn't need to see that video to believe Cassie. When she came out with her story, I said, oh my God, that's crazy. In disbelief, but not disbelief like I don't believe her, just disbelief like shock. But then Cassie's been with him for 10 years. So if anybody is more credible to talk about Diddy, it would definitely be Cassie. I remember the moment with the shaved head. I didn't like the shaved head look. And then it turned into a different thing. And then I was like, okay, I'm warming up to it. Whole time, the shaved head look was a result of abuse. The fact that she left Diddy and immediately got married, had kids with a different man, kind of told me that something was a little off. I didn't know what, but I knew there was something off. I didn't need a video to believe her. I believed her the second she said it, because I will always believe victims until proven otherwise. The worst you can call me is gullible for believing the victim if they were proven otherwise. For some of y'all that needed to see that video, you really need to look deep into yourself and say, Why did I need to see videographic proof of a woman being abused to believe her? It's not like Diddy has been this perfect person for however 20, 30 decades. It's not like he's been this perfect little saint. He don't even pay his fucking artists. So he already was a terrible fucking person, and then this shit came out, and yeah, while it's shocking, I believe her. And the fact that they settled that shit out of court, like what, almost 24 hours later? Yeah, there was something in there. That hotel sat on that footage for 8 years. Not necessarily sat on the footage. I think the money ran out. I think that hotel was paid off. She was in the hallway, walking barefoot to go to the elevator to try to escape, and Diddy is chasing her in a towel. And then he puts hands on her. That was very upsetting to me. I've always liked Cassie. I had always liked her music. I even have her mixtape before they broke up. And now I'm just like, damn. She was like trapped at this point. It's very unfortunate that there are people who need proof to believe her. And even then, there are people that are asking, what did Cassie do to set him off? And I can't imagine what it's like for Cassie to now see that there actually was proof about this shit. Because for all we know, she probably never called the police, or there just never happened to be evidence or anything. But 8 years later, for that shit to come out, where here she is, happily married with 2 kids, and having that shit come out. So now she's gonna get triggered all over again. And I believe her husband is someone that was associated with Diddy in some way. I think was a lawyer or something. And like, he knew what the fuck was going on. Like, and he has always been on Cassie's side. I believe he did a marathon for, I think, domestic violence or something like that. It's just like you really got to ask yourself, why do I have to see very violent footage to believe someone? Because the percentage of people who is faking abuse is not that fucking high. And even when all the shit about Diddy came out, motherfuckers was focused on the fact that he might also be engaging with men. Not the fact that he was abusing all these people. He blew up Kid Cudi's car. He did all of these things. He already wasn't paying his fucking artists. But the fact that what might actually truly get him canceled is him engaging with another man. That's it. Not the abuse or nothing. I don't know. I don't know. That was very upsetting to see. I didn't go hunting for the footage, but of course it's on Twitter and people are sharing it everywhere. And I'm just like, I am not an abuse victim, and it was very upsetting to see. So I can't even imagine being a survivor and having to see footage like that, because that footage was insane. But anyway, I will always believe the victims until proven otherwise, because the worst you can call me is gullible. The worst you can call me is gullible. You can never call me an abuse supporter.
Have you guys seen the footage? If you have not seen the footage, just go on Instagram on Shared Room. You're going to see you're going to see the footage, or just go on CNN. You're going to see the footage, but please, warning, trigger warning. Go check that video if you know it's going to trigger you so freaking much, because that video will literally makes you get a feel, like you feel something. If you're human, you feel something. In that video, it clearly shows that Cassie was trying to escape. She was trying to get away from him, and because that's the only thing that could make sense as to the reason why this man ran out from his room to chase her down the hallway in a towel and a socks, and there was no emotion on this lady's face because she has been through so much. And the fact that she's still showing up beside this man is unbelievable to me. Like, it's very unbelievable. After going through all of that and still showing up for the same man who have been abusing you and still looking good, it's very, very crazy. Let me know what you guys think. I love the fact that so many of these stitches as well touch on different points. On this Diddy's conversation, I love the woman who talked about how people were not even more focused at the fact that he was abusing a woman. They were more focused at the fact that he was getting down with other men. Like, that was what they were more focused on. And I saw a lot of skits actually doing something, a parody of what it feels like to go to a party, to go to Diddy's party or to go to Diddy's house. They were more focused on the fact that they said he was getting down with another man, and not the fact that so many women had reported how he abused them. I saw a tweet talking about some of the things that he did to Kim. He was literally telling Kim to put Cassie's tampon in her mouth. Like, it's very, very crazy. His son as well made a song sounding as if they're accusing his father of what he did not do, sounding as if his father is innocent, is actually crazy. One of the things that I'm interested to see in this whole conversation are the people who have been supporting him coming out now to share their two-piece. I'm sure they are going to still have a two-piece. Even though there is a clear footage, there are still some people who are going to say that they just want to break down the career of this man. But let me hear what you guys think about the footage if you have seen it. And if you haven't, please go check it. If it will trigger you, please stay away. This person said, like, how the hotel have this footage for 8 years. I saw another creator on TikTok talking about the hotel being paid, I think maybe 50K a year or something, to keep this footage. And they have seen this woman talking about the abuse she went through in the hand of Diddy, and they could not release that footage to just save her all the stress. It's bad enough that she had been through that and it's been 8 years, but having to watch that footage of herself being in such situation is another crazy part of this whole conversation. Another person said, it is just wild because she really put up with this for 10 years and still showed up by his side looking happy in love and in public. And exactly what I thought about as well, because there are so many pictures of them together even after that situation, and it looks like she was like content, like nothing was wrong, like she literally put that off for him like nothing was wrong. I saw another creator showing a picture of them together 2 months after the incident, and you wouldn't even believe that she was going through such in the hand of that man. Another person said, and everyone coming out now like, we owe Cassie an apology. I have always believed her. There are so many people who have always believed what Cassie said, especially women who know how abusers move. They actually believe that. And the fact that they cleared another case under 24 hours, it's not like something was going on and they are trying to cover up a lot of things. Another person said, just sick. Can't imagine what Kim Porter was going through. This person said, I told my boyfriend that for him to act like that in a hotel, imagine what went on behind his own home's closed door, where there is no camera watching him. Just like imagine the amount of slaps that this lady might have received from this man. Imagine the amount of kicks, imagine the amount of trolls that this lady will be getting from this man. It's actually crazy. This person said, my heart broke for her because I knew it was true, but my goodness. Then my brain went to Kim Porter because I believe every story 1000% more than I already did. The last one I have here said, keep in mind that Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy and his companies. So even if he did not want to settle, his insurance and co will settle on his behalf. Hear what you guys think about this whole situation. Diddy has been in the news back to back to back to back to back, and there's never been a good thing being said about him. So the people who are literally supporting him, I don't know exactly what they are supporting when so many things have been said. I hope they can come out now and tell us how they feel after seeing this footage, because this is not the time to be quiet. There are so many big people who have been in support of this man, saying they are trying to get the bread from him, they are trying to bring him down and the likes. These women just want money. I really, really want to hear what they have to say about this footage. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. And like one of the stitches said, if they can just believe women more than they do, these people will not be in a situation to continue to do these things. Imagine they had believed Cassie. Maybe so many other women are not going to fall victims. Let me hear what you guys think, and I am going to see you guys in the next one.